The Stayton at Museum Way is proud to present the Red Carpet Speaker Series, featuring some of America's most thought-provoking presenters. Each month, you'll hear from newsmakers, innovators, and celebrities as they share insider information, news, and stories. Our speaker series is an excellent way to discover the red carpet treatment at the Stayton. Retirement, Fort Worth style, living your style. Please visit thestayton.com/redcarpet or call 817-349-6117 for more information. Now we invite you to enjoy highlights from the Stayton's February Red Carpet Speaker Series event, featuring Gary Cogill, acclaimed film critic and producer, as he discusses movies you must see.
I believe in film reviews that it's not whether you and I agree or disagree when we see a movie, it's the dialogue that counts. Because you have your flavor of cinematic ice cream, and I do too, and they might not be the same flavor. You might like a Neapolitan, I might like just vanilla with vanilla bean, and that might be my movie. But it doesn't matter because it's the dialogue that counts. But this will tell you why I became a film critic. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I sat through Lawrence of Arabia by myself 4 nights in a row as a 10-year-old. I'm a 10-year-old, 1962, I'm in Portland, Oregon. The Roseway Theater is 20 blocks from my house. I grew up on 52nd and Sandy Boulevard, and the Roseway Theater was 72nd and Sandy Boulevard. And it snowed the last 2 nights. And I'm trudging through the snow. This will tell you a lot about bad parenting. What were my parents thinking? I would never let my kids walk a mile at night to see an Oscar-winning adult 4-hour desert movie. It made me very thirsty. And it was the very first movie theater in the state of Oregon with rocking chairs, so I was kind of fascinated. And I think it cost 35 cents at the time. Now, I'd seen West Side Story. My sister had the LP, the album, and she played it a lot. And West Side Story, I couldn't figure out. It was men with lip gloss and tennis shoes dancing on the streets of New York. I was slightly uncomfortable. But isn't it true at some point you reach cinematic puberty in your life and you realize that's the music of Leonard Bernstein, that's the lyrics of Stephen Sondheim, and it's based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, over 450 years old. The lineage is remarkable, and it's a remarkable film just because of that, let alone Robert Wise's direction in that film. And it's tragic and it's monumental. And there I am in high school again. And there's Richard Harris in a fake tree with lip gloss singing to Guinevere in Camelot. And I'm kind of fascinated. I've interviewed Robin Williams for almost every movie he's ever made, up until the last few years ago when I left. And you know, George, you know, when you sit in a room with some of these people, when you sit in a room with Anthony Hopkins, he doesn't wax theory about how great it is to be an actor. I show up, I do my lines, I literally don't bump into the furniture, be on time, be professional. You talk to Nick Nolte, hair out to here, arrest photos, and he lives like that character for 7 months. And they both are trying to get to the same spot, but they do it differently. Daniel Day-Lewis, when he played Lincoln, literally you had to call him Lincoln, and he ate lunch as Lincoln. He doesn't goof around. He's a serious actor, and he's brilliant. He might be the best in the world right now. You sit in a room with Robert De Niro, and you realize after about 30 seconds that he can't complete 2 sentences. He's one of the greatest actors ever in the world, and the worst at conversation. I've only once out of 10 interviews with Robert De Niro, and you never see interviews with him. He's hardly ever on shows unless he's sitting with somebody else who does all the talking. He completed 3 sentences once together and tied them together. But you ask Robert De Niro a question, it's like, well, what you said. What you said. Okay. You know, Meryl Streep's so amazing. She used the word contrapuntal once in a sentence. Contrapuntal. Can we just stop down right now and talk about this word? And Tom Hanks is he's the Jimmy Stewart of our generation. He's the everyman. He's so good in Captain Phillips, I can't believe he's He's not, going to nominate or going to win everything. He's so amazing in that film. And he's the nicest guy in the world and generous at conversation. These people are generous when they're on the high level and you work with them a little bit. It's an amazing place to be. So I'm interviewing Robin Williams, and he stops me once in the middle of the interview and says, do Kermit the Frog for me, Gary. And I went, well, Robin Williams is asking me to do an impression, and he's a stand-up comic, and I'm nervous now. But the cameras are rolling, and you don't stop. And so I start singing as Miss Piggy, because somebody on the crew had told him that I could do a fairly good impression of Kermit the Frog. So I start singing as Miss Piggy, and I start singing as Kermit, and he starts singing as Miss Piggy, and it goes on for 20 minutes. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Hi-ho.
We hope you enjoyed these highlights from the Stayton's Red Carpet Speaker Series. Please visit thestayton.com/red carpet or call 817-349-6117 for details on future installments of the Red Carpet Speaker Series, or to learn more about getting red carpet treatment at the Stayton at Museum Way. Retirement Fort Worth style. Living your style.